that we look or no?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello. What's up, bro?
Welcome to the WUBro podcast with Neri Saenz, Mike Mercadal, and Mike Valdez. We talk movies, sports, pop culture, and it's funny, bro. The way Harvey Dent didn't realize it was a Joker, and the Joker took his mask, his little surgical mask off. Like, it's like he has the face painting, he has the face paint, but he has a surgical mask on. And the moment he takes the surgical mask on, he's like, wait a minute, you're the Joker? And it's like, wait, what? You couldn't tell it was the Joker because of the surgery. And that one little reel or TikTok ruined their, I can never take it seriously anymore.
Welcome to the party, pal.
And my parents, I swear to God, my parents look at this like when a character from Chicago Fire comes into Chicago PD, dude, that's like Spider-Man being in an Iron Man movie. It is insane.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah!
I'm just glad I like vanilla boring sex like this. I'm glad that the sex I enjoy won't get me killed.
I want my money's worth. Come on.
That's how winning is done.
Hey, I'm Dave Chappelle, and this is What's Up, Bro.
This is hilarious. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Bro, what a mess. What a mess. This is what happens when Mercadal is not here.
That's so funny.
Jesus,
yeah, man.
I'm trying very hard not to do the video all over again.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to do. It's so funny. I can't even get to it. All right, fuck it. Fuck it, we'll do it live. We'll do it live.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm just here by myself now. Well, I hope you guys are having a good day. I don't know where to go from here because usually I'm just the permanent guest of this podcast is what I would say. So I have no idea really how to host it or anything, but I hope you're having a great day. We have some topics that we're going to talk about. They were on screen. Now they are on screen. We have EMMY nominations. We're going to talk about the SONY Backlash, and we're going to react to some things. I have no idea what any of that is entailing whatsoever because I'm given the docket 3 seconds before I get on here. But I am ready to go, and I hope that you are too, because this is what we're doing, okay? And if it has to be me talking about cereal for 10 minutes while Neri is trying to figure out how to get on, then that's what I'm going to have to do. And here he is, at least.
Oh, man.
Don't worry. I kept the podcast warm for you.
Oh, I know. I was able to watch it and hear everything you said.
Okay.
Which is the funniest. Yeah, and I was just like, and then I just the amount of technical issues that I've had, which you are just Wi-Fi related.
Yeah,
connectivity related.
We are also getting Wi-Fi related problems now too.
That is also a thing too. We're not just letting you know when it rains it pours because we are
Yeah,
not just limited to just Wi-Fi issues here on WUBro. We have all of it. We run the gamut.
it's true.
Um,
Yeah, we have
Jesus,
we have technical issues. We have the hosts are bad. We have all kinds of stuff. Yeah,
the host is absent.
yeah,
Mercadal is absent. The technical guy is absent. So
yeah.
so we run all of it. We do all of it.
We have all of it. Yep,
Thing is that a thing?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. All right, man. We're gonna try. We're gonna try, guys.
Let's
All
give it
right.
a
So
shot.
thank you for checking out. Thank you for checking out the What's Up Bro podcast. We are usually run a bit smoother than this. Not much, but a bit smoother than this. I am Neri Saenz. With me is Mike Valdez. Which Valdez, by the way, you're not just a guest, man. You're a co-host of the show. I don't.
No, I
You were like,
know.
I'm relegated to a guest. I'm like, no, that's not it at all.
No. I know. I technically, I know that I'm technically a host, but the way that I like to see myself is that I'm a permanent guest because ultimately, you and Mekradad have been doing this for as long as you've been doing it, and I'm just like a guy now. And so I kind of see it as like, well, every now and again, and when you guys are arguing, I'm just like, cool. Like I'm the guy going, all right, but this also, you know.
Just like the idea of me and Mercadal arguing, and then you Valdez
Yes.
being like, "So cool,
Yeah.
okay, right."
Actually, this is pretty funny. Actually. Yeah.
You know what is funny? Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, man, it's been a wild couple of weeks. We haven't been on. It was about a week or so that we haven't
Hmm.
been on, but so the state of the world is so wild because entertainment, last time we were on, we talked about how the incels were ruining or have ruined Supergirl and
Yeah.
the box office for Supergirl. And it's funny to me because I completely stand by that. I know that incels ruin Supergirl as far as in the box office. But what makes me laugh is that you would think that those same incels, those same manosphere guys that ruined um Supergirl would be the same ones that flock to Masters of the Universe.
Right.
But that didn't do well in the box office either. So it's so
No.
funny how I'm just like in my mind, I'm just trying to like, how does the math make sense? It's like, how are you guys enough to ruin one movie, but not enough to lift up another one? By the way, both
Well,
those movies come highly recommended by me. I enjoyed, very much enjoyed both those movies. Both those movies, spoiler alert, will be this year's top 10 movies of 2026 episode when we do it next
yeah.
January. But I just found that weird. I just found it weird how, like, and now I'm starting to see, at least my algorithm is starting to see a lot of videos of people bashing the people who were bashing Supergirl.
Hmm.
So I don't know if you're getting that. I don't know if you get that a lot, but I'm getting a lot of people who are like, and coming up with numbers. Like most of the critics that bashed it are, percent. There was one video where I saw where it was like the percentages are like the number of male reviewers and the number of female reviewers. There were more male reviewers that bashed Supergirl than there are total number of female reviewers.
Wow.
And I found that like, wow, that's like, and he gave numbers and statistics, but I was like, Jesus, I didn't think that would be a thing. Again, I'm naive. So, I was like,
Yeah, I mean, I think that you're also one of the things that you were saying was you were saying, I can't believe that incels hate Supergirl and have all these bad things to say, but aren't going to see Masters of the Universe. And the truth is that that would mean that they would have to leave their basement from doing what it is that they're doing to be able to watch a movie in real life with people. And actually have a social interaction that they wouldn't have online. So that's the main takeaway that I take from it is like majority of these people are just trolls and just like don't feed the trolls. Like that's basically what it is. Like they're the ducks at the park. The second you give a breadcrumb to one of them, they're all just gonna come flocking to you. So
yeah.
just But ultimately I haven't seen either of these movies. I want to see them, but I also have no comment about them because I'm someone who, weirdly, this is something very weird about me. I don't have an opinion about a movie if I haven't seen it. But
Huh. That's weird.
yeah, it's really weird about me. It's this thing that I do. I don't know. I feel like I
Which
have to taste something before I say that it tastes bad or tastes good. It's weird. Yeah.
so that leads me perfectly into the segment that I was gonna get into when I brought up the Supergirl Masters of the Universe incels, is that they're at it again with the Odyssey,
Yeah,
right? They
I
are
know.
now trashing the Odyssey based upon
It
a I
hasn't
don't
even
know,
come out.
hasn't come out yet. Which again, they were doing the same thing with Supergirl. They were bashing it before it even came out, so they were doing the same thing
Mhm.
with Supergirl. But they're bashing it based upon a trailer, the Odyssey, I mean. And it's so funny how they're getting, like, there was one guy who went off and he's like going viral, and he's this break dancer in Hawaii. He's this
Okay.
break dancer in Hawaii who's going off because he went off on, there was a clip of I forget her name. She was in Star Wars. Ulango. I forget her name. I'm really bad.
I don't
But
know.
she plays Helen of Troy, I believe, in
Mhm.
the new Odyssey. She's a black woman, and of course that is criminal.
Right.
Apparently, Nolan deserves to burn in hell. But
Mhm.
there was like a half a second clip of her in the trailer, and somebody got that and CGI'd, or whatever, AI'd a longer clip of her from that scene talking as if she's Helen of Troy, right? Which is a
Mhm.
thing, but also that it's clearly AI, and they've been able to prove it. And this guy went off and he's like, you're telling me that this is a ship that launched, this is the face that launched 1,000 ships, and very racist rant, very like, 1,000 guys, men are going to go to war over this face and blah blah blah, whatever. Again, he's just a troll. Everything you were saying is true, right?
Yeah, so far I agree. But go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm
and
kidding.
it's right. So far, he makes some good points, but let's broken clock twice a day, broken clock.
Yeah.
But he was going off, and then he was talking about how Elliot Page is Achilles. And by the way,
I remember this.
Elliot Page
I know this
is
whole
not
thing, yeah.
Achilles. And so he was going off on this whole thing, and it's like, but the movie hasn't even come out yet. And by the
Yeah.
way, Elliot Page is not playing Achilles.
Yeah.
So like, what are you talking about? And then, oh, and by the way, that clip that you saw of her is not Juliana. I wish I could remember her name. How to pronounce her name?
I'm not sure.
oh
I
sh-
don't know the story very well.
she's the no, I'm talking about the actress that is Undango. What's her name? She was in Star Wars. She was in 12 Years a Slave. She was she in Bond?
I do know who you're talking about, but I don't
She
know
was
her
in
name.
Black Panther. Anyways, so
Yeah,
uh she, again, they don't show her speaking yet as far as an official trailer. Like, none of that is, so
sure.
whatever they see is all AI bullshit. And he's going off, and I'm like, what is happening? Like, where Christopher Nolan can't make it, like, Christopher Nolan, has he not proven enough to you? Like, is he not the definitive filmmaker right now? I mean, as far as, give me your Mount Rushmore of directors who you are like, I'm gonna see that movie in theaters, whether, like, no matter what the movie's about, I'm gonna go see
Right.
them. Give me your Mount Rushmore. What's your Mount Rushmore of movie directors today? Like, right now, if they made a movie right now, you're gonna go watch it.
Me?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's Nolan, Coogler, Scorsese, um, and Tarantino.
That's verbatim my list. I would have started with Tarantino, but that's it. That's the only difference. Like, I don't know anybody else.
There's
Like,
no rating. Like, it was just I
no,
was
right,
naming
right,
the
right.
four.
No, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
I would have, like, the first one that came to mind was Tarantino, but then it was like, to me, it was Tarantino, Nolan, Coogler. Like, it baffles me that Christopher Nolan has not garnered enough goodwill Like how small is your dick that you have to be like, I'm gonna hate, like how racist do
Yeah.
you have to be
How small is
to
your
like,
dick that you're jealous of Elliot Page's dick? Like,
that's so like how bad is it? How bad is the situation
yeah,
for you in life that you're like, I'm not a Christopher Nolan movie, dude. If
yeah.
you aren't excited over a Christopher Nolan movie, I mean, you're not a movie person. I get it, and you don't have to be a
Dude,
movie person,
I'll
but
tell
for you
you
to make
this.
content, about movies, and you're not a movie person, you're pretty fucking ugh.
I'll tell you this, and you and I lead different lives as comedians. You're on the road all the time, so you barely get to go to the movies as much as I do. But
Sure.
I'm going the first week that that movie comes out to watch it on 70 millimeter on IMAX, like because I know that I want to see the best version of that movie, and I don't know anything about it. I've
Yeah.
like I
I
literally
Have you
don't. I
seen any
didn't
of the
even
other
care who
Odyssey
stars in it.
versions? Have you ever seen any other Odyssey films versions?
No, never.
Okay, so I read the book in high school, and I've seen a couple of the versions, but it's a difficult book to make into because it's a story. It's not really a book. It's a story, and there's like a lot of different parts of it. So, anyways, I'm interested to see what Nolan does with it. Also, it's a blockbuster movie. Like, it's one of those movies where even these are the type of movies that even a casual moviegoer goes, oh yeah, I've heard about it, right? Like you heard about
Right.
Barbie, you heard about Oppenheimer, and you go, yeah, I'm just gonna go watch these movies because you heard
Yeah.
about these movies. And if you consider yourself a movie person, which I'm very surprised at some of these movie critics, man. I mean, it's just baffling to me. There was one guy who I, for the most part, like um like his content, right? He'll post like movie trivia content and stuff like that. And then he does a podcast, and I don't even know the name of his podcast because I just follow him on social media. And he was just like, "Oh, hot take! I'm tired of the superhero super suit reveal uh gag." And
Mhm.
he's like, how these, and he talks about for like the last 20 years, like you get to see these superheroes in regular clothing, and then at the end of the movie, they'll suit up and it's supposed to be this big thing. And he's like, I'm
Mhm.
tired of this trope. And I'm just like, what? What are you fucking talking about? Like, he gave Supergirl as an example, which I don't want to spoil it for you, but that same similar thing happens. She's in regular garb and then her super whatever. But I was just like the comments just ate him up. I was just like, I commented, I was one of the first people to comment, and I was just like, hey, this is an awful take.
Yeah.
This is like really bad take. Like, this is he's like, I'm a hot take. I'm tired of these tropes. And I'm like, this is a bad, like, hey, hot take. I'm tired of steak that tastes good. What?
Yeah. I mean,
What do you
ultimately, I think, there's something you actually reposted a video and I it really made me start thinking in a different way. And it was this guy talk or it was this girl who was talking about how she went and saw Moana and it was the most pointless movie of all time. And then
Oh
this
yeah,
guy
yeah.
stitched it who is I'm assuming is Moroccan and or Polynesian and was like, listen, it might be pointless to you, but it is not for you.
Yeah.
It's got there's a point for every movie for someone. Even if it's for two people, it is pointed for someone. So, and that's what movies are for. Like ultimately, and he made a great point. There's 200 to 300 movies that are made a year, and these people don't have an opinion about the other 200. They only have an
Yeah.
opinion about 4 or 5 of them.
Right.
And the thing is, like, those movies are for somebody, like and ultimately, and then I started thinking about it as an actor, where I was like, you know what, man, like, yeah, maybe the movie didn't come out as great as it could have, or maybe it's something that was retreaded or whatever, but ultimately thousands of people were given a job, like people got work because of it. You can argue that some people that were in the movie may not have needed the work, but that's also not to say that they don't deserve work. And this is something that I thought of yesterday, because Hollywood isn't in the business of handouts. Hollywood is in the business of what works for Hollywood. So
Sure.
like ultimately Hollywood doesn't go, who needs to be in a blockbuster this summer?
Yeah.
Like Hollywood
Whose
goes,
career
who
desperately needs this?
yeah, because I would be in it every summer, so like so
Well, not every summer. If you're in it every summer, then you wouldn't need it because you just
yeah,
had it.
fair
You know,
enough.
he just Valdez just had 3 summers. He doesn't need this
Yeah,
one. That's
yeah, he doesn't need this one. He already did 3 Marvel movies. He doesn't need the other ones. Yeah. So like, but that's the thing. It's like, Hollywood isn't in the business of handouts. And so like, and also that is also something that I started thinking about as an actor myself, where I was like, because I get so much imposter syndrome, especially like if I play like even this last thing that I did, it's small but like big for what it is like I did a big Walmart campaign and I'm the lead of this, other than like the star of it being Luis Suarez, and I'm the lead of this comedically and all that stuff. And you get imposter syndrome a little bit where you're just like, well, I'm not that great and whatever, but it's like, look, Hollywood isn't in the business of handouts. If you didn't deserve it, you wouldn't be here. Like
right.
it's that simple. It's that simple. They could have found anyone else. Like, and they didn't. They picked you, so there's a reason why they picked you. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that whole deal. But I mean,
Yeah,
it's
a really interesting point that that stitch that the guy did.
Yeah.
He said the lady was like, "This is the most pointless movie." I've heard that about the Moana live action since they announced it, including some of the friends that were on my podcast, and I was just like,
yeah,
I don't understand how that's a thing. Like, I really couldn't understand because I love the movie Moana, the animated movie Moana, so much.
Yeah.
That I was like, give me all the Moana. Give me a live action Moana. Give me a fucking Moana video game. Give me all. Like, I loved it so much. And I was like, I want more of it. And I did not. And I get it. From the cynic's perspective, you could be like, oh, this is just Disney's way of a cash grab. This is Disney's way of guaranteeing their IP for another X amount of years because they've done, you know what I mean? Like, I get it. I understand all the cynical and might possibly be accurate ways that people might be looking at this. But as a fan of the movie, I don't understand how this is a bad thing. Like, if you enjoyed Moana, right, the animated movie that came out 10 years ago, if you enjoyed that movie, why would you be against this live action movie or a sequel? Right. Or like, I don't understand how you would be against it. So I can understand people who are be like, I'm not gonna go see it because I didn't like the animated version 10 years ago, so I don't care about this. Like, that's a fair point. That's a fair opinion in my opinion. I get that. But if you're saying, bro, I love the first one 10 years ago, this one is pointless. It's like, what? You love the first one, so you don't want to see another version of it? Like, I don't understand. These are the type of people that will, that they have this mentality that remakes and reboots somehow diminish the original.
Right.
Yeah. Like you'll hear that statement. This is a statement that I hear all the time, and I usually hear it more often. But it's like, oh, you're fucking with my childhood, right? Like the new Ghostbusters came out with Melissa McCarthy, and they're like, oh, you're fucking with my childhood. Like, no, you're not. That movie still exists. Those movies still exist. Those properties still exist. Your childhood is intact. Like, this is not like this new version or this different version is not destroying what you had. You can still go back to that. It's not this thing of like, oh, you're making a live action Moana. You just ruined the cartoon from 10 years ago. How is that possible? Like, so that logic, again, I like to think of myself as a very logical person, and I'm like, that logic just doesn't track. It's just very difficult for me to
a lot of my friends are in the entertainment business, and one of my favorite things to do with any of these like actor friends that I have that have these opinions about certain things, I will ask them a question just so they realize how human they are. Yeah. And it is, and so like, for example, when they were making the sequel to The Office, they were like, oh man, I can't believe they're doing that. It's going to suck. It's going to be terrible. And I said, but yeah, if they asked you to audition for it and they gave you 6 episodes, would you be on it? And they go, oh yeah, of course I would. And it's like, you're showing your cards here. Like, ultimately, so basically, you're willing to sell out, but if you're not in it, then screw that show. Like it's like, well, come on, man. Like
I
it's
always give
like
the I give the same example when people talk because and especially comics love talking trash about Jay Leno and quote unquote how he screwed over Conan, right?
yeah,
And I was like, that's a studio thing. Like
it
that's
was a
NBC.
studio thing.
You should get mad at NBC for doing that. And the question I ask every comic, I was like, if you were Jay Leno, if you were a comedian and NBC fired you, and then 6 months later they go, hey, we want you back, would you not take the gig? Like it's a gig. It's just a gig. Like I don't understand this logic of like he screwed over Conan. It's like, dude, that's NBC screwing over Conan. I don't know why I'm pronouncing it that way, but that's NBC screwing over Conan. I don't understand the logic of like, oh, fuck Jay Leno. And I'm like, he's a comic and he accepted a gig. And I can
Yeah.
tell you, I've had that phone call from the Improv. I've had that phone call from a cruise line. That'd be like, hey, we need you to can you be here tomorrow? Or can you be here tonight? Because, they don't tell me details and I don't ask for details, but I know that when a booker calls you that close, something happened with the previous act. There was an act before me. And then if they're calling you, if the Improv is calling you to be there that night, something happened with the previous act. And I'm not that guy. I know a lot of people are. I know a lot of comics who are like, what happened? Give me the details and give me all the tea. And I'm like, I'm not that guy. Like, I'm accepting a gig. I don't want to know who lost the gig. I don't want to know why they lost the gig. I'm just gonna do my job, and that's it. Like it's just a gig. So it's just that same logic of like, oh, reboots. Oh, they're gonna kill. By the way, did you see the Office sequel, the paper?
I saw the first episode and I didn't hate it.
Dude, I thought
Yeah.
it was great. I saw the first 5 episodes, and again, life just got in the way, so it's not even like a matter of like. But I saw the first like 5 episodes, and I was like, "This is really good. This is like, it has the spirit of that kind of show, but it doesn't try to be that show again. They don't have like okay, that's the Stanley, and that's they don't have that. They have their own different characters, and I thought they did a good job with that. And the guy, the main guy is not an idiot. So there's no like Michael Scott there. I don't want to say there's no Michael Scott, but the head guy is not Michael Scott. So Michael Scott is not the, you know what I mean? That dumb boss guy. He's not there. So I thought it was great. That's what I was afraid of. I was afraid of like, oh, you're just going to rehash the same characters in a new body, but they didn't do that. So I thought it was good.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I saw the first episode of it and I didn't hate it. But yeah, it's like, life gets in the way, and Peacock is weirdly the least watched app of mine. There's not a lot that I watch on Peacock.
It used to be the least watched app of mine. You know what's now become the least watched app, and this might surprise you?
What?
Netflix.
Oh yeah, I get that. Yeah, for
Netflix,
sure.
Which is the weirdest thing because for a long time, all I had was Netflix. I'm like, Netflix is all I need, and they don't. Somebody said this the other day on a podcast. They're like, I don't really watch Netflix. And I'm like, how did you know what? And I was like, and then I started thinking about it. I'm like, oh yeah, like their original programming after Stranger Things, and even Stranger Things, I'm like 3 seasons behind. So I'm not even caught up with Stranger Things. But in my mind, I was just like, other than Stranger Things, what's the original programming that you're flocking to Netflix for? And I think Netflix has become for me the thing where you're like, you have it just to say you have it, but do you really use it? Like I don't know if I really use it anymore.
Yeah, that's accurate. I mean, and it's crazy too because like, I like Netflix a lot because, or at least I used to, because like there was a lot of comedy specials that I could watch, and there's a lot of different series that they had at the time, and now there's like nothing that's impressing me at all, really. Like it's just like everything kind of feels, I don't know, man. Like it's like, and I don't, I'm not someone to trash comedians or anything like that, but there's been 2 specials that I've seen. I won't name the comedians, though. If you've seen them, you can probably tell who I'm talking about, where majority of their special is crowd work. And it's like,
Right.
brother, this is an open mic. Like this is
Yeah.
a fully produced open mic. Like, what are we doing? Like, this is supposed to be your special.
Interesting.
Like,
So 2 things. That's interesting that you said that, because one, I just found out, and not that I ever saw it, because I didn't need to see it, because and this is one comedian I have no problem. Well, comedian is very using the word fucking very loosely here, but the Kill Tony special got kicked out of Netflix, got removed out of Netflix. Apparently,
did it get removed?
It did.
Awesome.
It did. It got removed from Netflix. Now, there's conflicting stories as to why. Everybody's saying, a lot of people are saying that it was getting trashed, or it was getting bad reviews, so Netflix pulled it, right? That's because it was lowering down the whatever. Kill Tony, apparently, and again, I read this from an article, so I don't watch his show. I don't give a that guy is trash to me. He's not a comedian.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. And I put my name on that one.
I have
don't
no problem saying this, and
Yeah.
I will say this. One of the specials that I'm talking about is Tony Hinchcliffe's special, and the only reason why I'm saying his name is because he is actually an asshole. And if he was a nice guy, I'd be like, well, it just wasn't for me, and like, but God bless, you know, like whatever. He is just legitimately not a good human being to comedians,
Correct.
to people, to anything, and it's just unreal how much ego that guy has for the little amount of talent that, you know, your sister who's never touched a microphone has. Like, it's like, it's ridiculous. But anyway, go ahead.
So you know, the funny thing is, I forgot his name was Tony Hinchcliffe. I kept calling him Kill Tony because
somebody please kill him.
please,
But anyway,
I wish. So if somebody could McConnell him, it'd be great. Listen, so he said, according to an article I read, he said that the special came off of Netflix because his contract with Netflix was up. Like that was it.
I was like, this guy.
I was like, I don't think contracts are 6 months long. I don't think Netflix contracts are like that quick.
By the way, it hasn't been 6 months.
Yeah. Like, I don't, again, whatever. I said 6 months because I know, but I was like, you know, so that's what he's saying. He said, according to this article.
Oh, you have a 30-day contract with Netflix? That's fucking crazy.
And said that and then, so I don't believe that at all, because and part of it is because I want to believe that it's so bad. Like, oh, no, it was really bad, right? I want to believe that. The other part is, I actually do believe it. I actually do believe that Netflix, like, this is hurting our brand. This special is so bad that it's hurting our brand. And I feel as if they knew that going in, but they were relying on the amount of his fans to support it, right? Because Netflix isn't, and I say this not because of Netflix, and there's no spite or anger towards Netflix, but they're just like any other content provider booker, right? They don't really care how good you are. They care how many people pay to see you, right?
100%. Like, your act can be a chimpanzee shitting on the floor. If there's a million people there that watching it, they're gonna make it.
They're gonna book it. They're gonna book the chimpanzee book. Yeah, that's it. That's all that is. And people don't seem to understand that. Like, and God bless people who have told me in the past throughout the years, hey, you're gonna make it on Netflix because you're hilarious. And God bless them, because they believe that.
Of course,
and
they think that that's what it is, which is sad.
And again, I just smile and say thank you, because I'm not gonna get into it with every specific person that tells me that, but I'm just like, it's not based on talent. There's never, like, these things are not based on talent. They're not. It's just again, I don't mean to sound like a bitter comedian, curmudgeon, but it's not. These things are not based on, these are business decisions that people get specials based upon how many followers they have, what they're tracking, what they think, meaning the booker, meaning Netflix, meaning Comedy Central, meaning HBO, meaning whoever it is, they feel how many viewers can we get to the platform if we book this special. Like, that's all that is, right? That's all that is.
100%.
And again, I'm not mad at that. That's completely understandable from a business perspective. I'm not upset about that. That makes complete sense. if you own a movie theater, what's the point of having the best movie playing if nobody goes to see it? Like, what's the point? Like, if you own a,
Yeah.
if you're a movie theater owner, you want a movie, yeah, you want the popcorn fillers, right?
Hmm.
That's what movies have become, by the way. Going back to
Yeah,
movies,
I
movies
know.
have become like, how do we sell popcorn buckets?
Hmm.
And that's a
100%.
thing. That's why the popcorn bucket has become a big deal now. So so that special I couldn't get us, but my question, I was gonna be a larger question to you, and I'm gonna speak personally, but I want to know if this has happened to you. Before I started stand up, I was and I still to a large extent I am, but I was a huge fan of stand up, of the
Hmm.
craft of stand up, and I just consumed it any which way, shape, or form I could. Prior to there being a Comedy Central channel, prior to there being like, it was like, if you watch comedy specials, it was either on HBO, maybe Showtime, and that was pretty much it. There was no Comedy
Yeah.
Central, so there weren't any Comedy Central present specials. There weren't any of this, and that was my growing up. That was my early to late teenage years, and then I got into my 20s, and then Comedy Central started coming around, and so on and so on. But I consumed it, and I remember when I first started doing stand up, and I was hosting for the Improv. I remember as soon as I would get the details, like, hey, you're gonna be hosting for XYZ comedian. Even if I had never heard of them, I would try to search for their material
Hmm.
for two reasons. One, I wanted to see them, and then two, the other thing was I wanted to make sure that my material did not, because I was going first as a host. I was like, I don't want my material to step on your material,
Right.
right? Even though nobody asked me to do that, but I was just like, I'm gonna to just make sure, right? But I was such a fan of comedy that I would watch everybody who I would open for years. I would just like watch their entire act. Even if there was a repeat over and over and over again, I would just sit there and watch, because I was such a fan of comedy. And I remember other comedians at that time that were older than me, that had been doing it longer than me, told me, yeah, I don't really watch that. I don't like, oh, have you watched? I would ask, hey, have you watched their set? And they'd be like, no, I don't watch people's sets. And I always
Mm.
found that weird. I was like, oh, that's weird. You don't watch other people's sets. Like, why wouldn't you not watch? Like, I love comedy. Like, one of the greatest things I found, one of the greatest, is being able to watch comedy shows for free. Not only for free, but they're
Right.
paying me to do comedy, but also I get to watch comedy shows for free. And I don't know when it happened. I can't pinpoint when it happened, but it did happen to me where I just don't watch other people's comedy anymore. I don't,
Yeah.
I just, I'm at the point now where I'm just like, I don't watch. And it got somewhere, there wasn't a cutoff. It wasn't like, yes, I watch every set, and no, I don't watch anybody's set. But there was a point where I would start watching people's comedy sets, and the way I would laugh would change. It changed
Sure.
from laughter to, oh, that's funny. I would say the
Yeah.
phrase, oh, that's funny. Oh, that's a
Hmm.
good joke. That's a good
Yep.
bit. And then it went from that to, I'm just not even going to watch the set anymore. I'm just not going to watch a set. My
Yeah.
question to you is, I'm talking on a very personal level, but my question to you is, are you still that, like, where are you in your journey of like watching
Oh,
other comedians?
I've been. I mean, I will watch comedians
Mhm.
um out of respect sometimes. It also just depends on the kind of show. Like if it's a regular
Yeah, because
showcase
I
show,
don't mean Chappelle, by the way. I don't mean Chappelle. Like, I don't
yeah,
mean like those are monumental, like, landmark
yeah.
things. I don't mean
Like if
Chappelle
I
or
was
Kevin
hosting for
Hart.
Pete Holmes, I'd watch all three of his shows. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Because he's my
sure,
favorite comedian. You know what I
right,
mean? So like of
yeah,
course I'd watch all of his shows, you know. If I was hosting for Patton Oswalt, I'd watch all of his shows. Like just like if it were people like for example, the times that I've and this is, you know, I'm not trying to score points or anything, but the times that I have opened for you, I will watch your shows because I respect you as a comedian, you know?
well, thank you,
And then
yeah.
there's people, unfortunately, man, and like we don't have to just
No, we're not dragging names. I get that.
like a gig is a gig, man, but there's
Sure,
some people that like you just might not respect as much. Like you're just like,
yeah.
all right, like, you know, whatever. The way that I like to say it is like, and this and to be fair, this had to have happened to me maybe 5 years ago. I mean, I've been doing it 10 years this year since and so it maybe happened like 5 or 6 years ago. And what it became was less of me finding, it wasn't necessarily that I didn't find them funny or talented or anything. I just saw it as like even when I watch specials, the way that I watch them now is more like a magician watching another magician do tricks.
That's
Where
yes.
where you're just like, oh, that's really cool how he did that. That's really cool. Like that kind of thing. Or
Yeah.
like, oh, like how can I implement that into what I do? Like, and it's never necessarily like what they're doing exactly, but like how they're
Yeah.
going about it. And
Sure.
that's more what I'm interested in. And so
The
as a
science of it.
comedian,
The
yeah,
science of it.
exactly. As a comedian now, I am way more interested in the things that the audience would find boring than what the audience finds entertaining.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, I
and
remember you sending me a clip of this guy, and I forget who it was, but he was that weird guy that dressed in the bodysuit. Remember? I remember. I
Chris
forget his
Fleming,
name. Chris Fleming. You told
nominated for an
me
Emmy this year, by the way.
you sent me a clip of his set. It was a clip, and it was a long clip, and it was very funny. Like there's no
Mhm.
disputing that. But I remember just to piggyback off of what you're saying. I remember that when you sent me that clip, my thing was like, man, the fact that he turned his back to the audience for that long, shout out to him. Like,
Yeah.
that was such a cool thing to see. And anybody who's not a comedian would watch that clip and nobody would think that. Nobody would think twice about that. Like
Mhm.
nobody was like, you didn't hear the joke that he was saying. He
Mhm.
said such and such, and like they could give you anybody who's watching that clip is not watching it thinking about that. But I just to piggyback off what you're saying, I'm watching it going
Mhm.
like, wow, shout out to him, bro. And he's like, that's really impressive how he was able to turn his back to the audience for that long, because that's a fucking like that's a no for comedy. Like
Yeah.
that's basically, if there were going to be written rules, which I don't know if they are, but if there were going to be written rules, one of them is do not turn your back to the audience. Fucking
Yeah.
the audience doesn't want to see your back, right? The audience doesn't want to see your. But the fact
Yeah.
that he was able to do it and keep it entertaining and keep them like, it was good. I was like, so anyways, just to go off on what you're saying,
No,
you're looking at it more
100%.
as a technique. You're like, oh, that's a good technique. That's a
Mhm.
cool thing the way
Yeah.
he did that.
Yeah. And I there are people that I'm very impressed with when it comes to that. Like there's like I'm very impressed by a way that certain comedians can do crowd work, because that's not really something that I'm necessarily skilled at, or skilled at in the way that I would want to be skilled at it.
Sure.
So like there's things that, yeah, like I said, there's things that I find very interesting and very awesome that most audience members would find boring. That's not the reason why they're there at a comedy show. They're there for
Sure.
you to for the punchlines. And it's like, well, I know the punchline's coming. So like
Right.
I don't care about that. You know what I mean? So like
I used to give the example, the metaphor of being a race car driver.
mhm,
Like when you're a race car driver watching somebody else race a car, like you see the turn before it happens,
right.
right? So you're like, oh, they're gonna start turning here,
Exactly it.
they're gonna start doing that. And to me, the best shows, the best times I've had the best times I've had as a comedian are watching other comics where I think they're gonna turn right and they go left, and like,
Yeah.
oh, that's not where I would have gone, but they went somewhere else with it, and that made it so much better. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
like those are the times where I'm like, oh, fuck, that was good, because I didn't
Yeah.
expect it, right?
Yeah.
As a fellow
Like I
race
said,
car
it's like
driver,
a
I didn't
magic
expect it.
trick where you're just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
because ultimately you're like, whoa. But that's a really good metaphor, because, and that's why I started laughing, was because it is also it's also like being a race car driver, because if you're a race car driver and then you get into a regular car and someone's driving you, it would
Yeah.
drive you absolutely nuts, which is like a comedian listening to somebody at a party tell a story. You're like,
Oh,
you
yeah,
could
yeah.
cut 4 minutes of this. This is all
Yeah.
filler. Like,
I mean, I don't want to sound like that guy, but I'm also that guy when it comes after the shows and they're like, oh, people think I should be a comedian. And it's like, oh, fuck, here you
yeah,
go. Like,
but I
just,
can't do it because I just can't stop saying the N word. And you're like,
but
what is
yeah,
wrong with people? Like,
and just it's like, I don't know how to, like, the amount of times that I've heard that in 23 years, I'm like, please
dude,
stop. I don't.
this exact phrase, how many times have you heard this exact phrase? People say I should do comedy, but you can't say anything anymore.
That's so fucking stupid.
Dude,
Yeah.
the amount of times, and I've actually done this to dudes specifically, because it's always dudes. And I'm always like, what is it that you're trying to say? Because I said everything I wanted to say up there.
Yeah. What is
You know
what
what
is
I
in your
mean?
heart? What is in your heart that you're not that you
Yeah.
think
What is it
people
that you're
would
trying to
say?
say? Like, it's just insane, dude. I don't know, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I've had that same conversation. People are usually like, oh, with all the PC, it's died down now, but people were like, oh, all the PC
yeah,
things, and I was like, yeah, that's never affected me.
never affected me either.
That's never affected me. And
Nope.
people would be like, how do you like, I've had this question asked by old guys, and of course, we know who they voted for, but they're like, how do you, comedy's being attacked by all these PC people, whatever. How do you like navigate that? And I was like, I talk about myself and my wife and kids. If anybody should be offended at what I say, it's either my wife, my kids, or myself. Like that's
Yeah.
really what I talk about. I'm like, but that's again my style. That has been my style. It's not like I changed it up. It's not like I was a political comedian and then changed it to talk about my wife and kids, because
Right.
of the climate. I just that's the way I've always been. So I don't know how to. I'm like, you should probably ask a comedian who's political how they feel about that situation. Like it's just, I did one joke
My
the other
whole
day that
thing.
was semi-political, and it makes me laugh, but I hate it so much because but I hate
Sure.
the fact that it makes me laugh. And I'll say the joke now, and I don't care.
Yeah.
There was a time where I was talking to a guy, a kid. He was like 18 years old, and I said, "Hey, are you going to school?" And he goes, "No, I'm done." I go, "What do you mean you're done?" He goes, "Oh, I'm a firefighter." I'm like, "Oh shit, you're a firefighter?" And then the whole crowd immediately reacted. Like I didn't even be like, "Oh, clap it up for him. He's a firefighter." I didn't say anything. I was like, "Damn, you're 19, you're a firefighter." And then I couldn't even get that sentence out because when he said he was a firefighter, people started immediately clapping.
Wow.
And I was like, "Wow, you're 19, you're a firefighter, man. When did you start that process?" Blah 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 blah. About a minute later, he said, "I go, who'd you come on the trip with?" And he said, "My dad, my parents." And he's pointing to his parents. I said, "Dad, are you a firefighter as well? Is that where he got it from?" And then his dad goes, "No, I'm the opposite." And so I was like, "You start fires?
You start fires?
Yeah, like you start fires?" And people laughed at that, whatever, blah blah. And he goes, "No, no, I'm a cop." And I go, "Oh, you're a cop?" And literally two people clapped. Literally
That's
two
so
people
crazy how
clapped.
he said I'm the opposite.
Of the opposite. It's so funny. And I thought
Such
about
a
posting
funny
this.
way to say that.
I thought about posting a video just for that, but here's where it took the turn. Right? He goes, "Oh, I'm a cop," and then two people clap. And then I go, "Oh," and this is where the joke that I love the joke for the joke purpose.
Yeah.
But so then I said, I love the fact how everybody clapped for a firefighter, and then only two people clap when you said cop because the rest of them are Democrats.
Mhm.
And the fucking room erupted after that. Whatever.
Yeah.
And the only reason I don't like that joke is because it makes it seem like I'm not a Democrat.
Right,
It's
right.
just- and I'm like, no, I don't want to make it seem like because I'm literally just pointing out the thing in the room where it's like everybody
Right.
clap for firefighter, nobody clap for cops because
Well, as
everybody-
as a comedian, our job, and this is something I did at the very beginning of the podcast, where you were talking about like how the incels are talking about how it's a woman and a black woman and she's talking and all this stuff, and I'm like, so far, all great points.
Yeah.
Like I
All
don't
good points,
believe
right.
that, but I
Right,
just
right,
knew
right,
that
right.
it would be a funny thing to say
It's just a funny thing to
there
say,
are
man.
people that believe that, which is so stupid. There are people that believe that. And
Correct.
that's and it's our job as a comedian to show the mirror of like how stupid these people are. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, satire is dying in this country, which is really sad because we can't do jokes like that without people like believing that that's who we actually
But
are.
you know why satire is dying?
Yeah, because nothing. Yeah,
Because nothing is exaggerated anymore. Even the most satire, somebody
Yeah.
really believes that. So
Yeah,
they're
I
like,
know.
"Oh no, it's no longer like, oh, he's clearly joking, honey." It's like, no, he may not actually be joking. He's the
Yeah.
no, but he can't think that way. He's the president of the United States. Like, no, you don't understand. I don't think he's joking. I don't think he's
Yeah.
joking. He really believes that shit.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it's sad.
that's a whole thing. I don't know, man. It's a trip. But I don't watch comedy like that anymore. I'm not, as a comedian, I'm just like, oh, I realized that recently. I'm like, man, I remember having that conversation. I remember thinking that, like, I'm always going to be a fan of comedy, and I'm just like, I am a fan of comedy. I'm just not the same kind of fan. Like, now you're in
Yeah.
it. You make the sausage, so to speak. I don't know if you could also make the sausage and be a participant in the hot dog eating contest. I don't know if you could do
Sure.
that.
I mean, you can't get high on your own supply or whatever. Yeah, like I
Yeah, yeah.
mean, but but like yeah, I mean, it's yeah, I get what you mean. It's one of those things where like and I feel like that with any job. Like after like you're wide-eyed for a little while and then after a while like dude, I'll never forget when I first moved to LA. I was such a wide-eyed kid. I was just like, "Wow." There was, the Force Awakens was coming out that week, and it was just like they had built the Millennium Falcon in the middle of Hollywood Boulevard, and you can go inside of it. And I was just like, "Wow, this is so amazing. Hollywood's great. They shot this Tarantino movie here. Here's Mel's Drive-In. They shot, American Graffiti here. Wow, who are all these people?" Dude, 3 months in, I'm like, "Did they build a fucking TIE fighter in Hollywood Boulevard? It's gonna take me 3 hours to get home." Like, it's just, after a
That's so good.
while.
It's so funny. These motherfuckers. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? Out of all the places in the galaxy to build this shit, you build it right
Yeah.
here. That's so funny.
Like, just like, you just you get used to it after a while. Like, it's just like another thing that I found really funny was there was I worked on Hollywood Boulevard, and like I my day job was at UPS, and I worked at Hollywood Boulevard. So I would see a lot of like the movie star shit. Like, I would see a lot of movie stars, I would see a lot of producers, and all this kind of stuff. And the thing that was really funny was I remember driving home, and there's like this really big like glass bank. It was a Bank of America, and there were police all around the building, and all the it's so funny because it was traffic, and it like legitimately looked like, oh my god, like somebody held up this bank, and
Yeah.
somebody's stealing something, and all the police are surrounded, and there's police cars everywhere, and police officers are holding signs that say, "Don't be alarmed, filming in progress."
That's fucking great. That's so good.
It's like it literally looked like a terrorist attack in this place, and they're like, "We're just making a movie. Calm down."
Yeah,
Like,
and then you see Michael Mann, you're like, oh, okay, it's that.
oh yeah, all right. Well, that makes
All
sense.
right, that makes sense. Right. That's so interesting, man. All right, so Emmy nominations came out. You want to talk about the Emmy nominations?
I would love to. Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah.
So, do you want to go for series first?
Sure, hit me up.
This is what I have first. So, outstanding drama series. I have The Diplomat, The Gilded Age,
Oh,
A Night
The
of
Diplomat. Can we just talk? The Diplomat is such a fantastic show. Such a fantastic show. I hope it wins just so that I can keep. That's a Netflix show. There you go. Going back to what we said, that's a Netflix show that's worth the subscription right there. The Diplomat. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Go.
No, but that is an interesting thing to say, because the thing is, Netflix has so much content and they're turning out so much stuff that you tend to forget that something that was great came out a year ago.
Sure.
Because the
Yeah,
Emmys are only from 2026. So it's just
Right.
like, so that's just a reminder. But The Diplomat, The Gilded Age, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, Paradise.
Now,
The
is the
Pit,
Night of the Seven Kingdoms? Is that the Game of Thrones prequel?
the
Is
Game
that
of Thrones, the
okay.
Game of Thrones spinoff. Yeah. Paradise, The Pit, Pluribus, Slow Horses, and Your Friends and Neighbors. I
Mhm.
find it really cool and weird that 3 of these are Apple TV series that
Very
people
yeah.
may not even know. I mean, I know people know about Pluribus. Even if you haven't seen it, there is some friend that you have in your friend group that's like, "Are you watching Pluribus?"
That's actually me. Like, as far as I've not seen it, but I know of it because I have friends who are like, "Have you seen Pluribus?
Yeah.
You would love Pluribus." I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's the guy who made Breaking Bad, and it is a good show from what I've
yeah,
only
yeah.
seen the first 2 episodes, but it is very good. There also is um Your Friends and Neighbors is also one of those shows where it's just like it's the plot is so difficult to follow, but it's like, well, but it's John Hamm, so whatever.
Yeah.
Um
And it's
and
him in a
but
nightclub. Come on, come on.
exactly, yeah. So out of all of these, I'm assuming that you're wanting The Diplomat to win.
Only because that's the only one I'm one of those crazy assholes that only
Sure.
comments on the things that they've actually seen.
Sure.
Like
My
how
my
Bruce.
thought my thought is that it's gonna be a fight between the Pit and Pluribus. That's my
Sure,
thought.
just as far as popularity goes, those are the two most
Mhm.
popular ones. Yeah,
Yeah, I
absolutely.
just you also have to you have to remember who is voting at the Emmys. And people who vote at the Emmys are usually people that watch The Pit or Pluribus.
Yeah,
And they don't watch The Diplomat or Paradise, which is more
sure.
like normal people are watching those shows,
Oh,
which, like,
I've
for lack of a
actually
better term.
so I've seen Paradise. I didn't get to season 2 yet. I'm like at the last episode of season 1.
Uh-huh.
And I got to be honest with you, man. I was kind of over that show at episode 3. I was
Yeah.
just over it. I was just like, once they gave out the reveal that they're in the bubble, you go, I don't. Okay,
Mhm.
that was a really cool surprise to see at the end of episode 1. But then after that, I was just like, I don't. Who gives a? It was one of those shows where it's so contingent on flashbacks because it has to be that I was
Mhm.
like, "Oh, just get the get the story go. Like okay, man,
Yeah.
come on with it. And I
Yeah.
just lost interest in that show. But season
Paradise
2
is
came out, so let's
the
see.
I'm assuming I Paradise is the Sterling K. Brown show.
That is correct.
Got it. Yeah, he's
And
nominated for Best Actor, by the way.
and I hope he gets all the success because he's a great actor. But
I agree.
the series itself, I'm just like, ugh, just like
Yeah,
tired of it. Just
sure.
tired of it. And I haven't even got to season 2 yet. So maybe I'll
Yeah.
change to season 2.
All right, outstanding comedy series. I've seen most of these. So we're starting with Abbott Elementary, The Bear,
Great.
Hacks, Margot's
Wait,
Got
hold on.
Money Troubles.
Let's time out for a second. So the clips that I've seen of the bear, they don't say comedy to me. Am I wrong
Yeah.
in this? Because I haven't seen
You-
the show, but I've
you're not
seen
wrong.
clips. I've seen clips, and I'm like, why do they never put a fucking funny clip? I've never seen a single humorous
Yeah.
clip of the bear.
If
Why
you
is this a comedy?
if you think getting a panic attack on whether the beef is going to be ready in time is comedy, then this show is a riot. But it is it is not a comedy show in my opinion. It is a good show. I will say it is a very good show, but I never when I describe the show do I say this show is funny.
I don't. What? So can they just classify they meaning the producers be like it's a comedy because
Yeah.
we know we're gonna sweep at the comedy comedy series comedy?
Yeah, but I also think that it's a very dumb thing to say that it's a comedy because to say that you're going to sweep when you have Abbott Elementary and Hacks in the same category, you're not
Yeah.
going to sweep whatsoever.
Sure.
Also there's other ones here as well, like Nobody Wants This, Only Murders in the Building, Shrinking, and Widow's Bay. All of these are way more comedic than the bear, and some of them aren't comedic at all.
I didn't think Widow's Bay from the trailer. Widow's Bay didn't look comedic. Is that a comedy?
it is, yeah.
Okay.
It is mostly like a tense like horror kind of vibe
Sure.
thing, but it has a lot of comedy undertones in
Okay.
it. Like
Okay.
there's a lot of stuff that's really funny in it. It's essentially like I was just watching it because like everyone's talking about it and how many awards it was nominated for this year. And I started watching it, and it's very much like it reminds me of Jaws without the shark, where it's just like what if the city of Amityville was haunted and like the
Oh.
shark was the thing that was killing everybody, but it's something else that's killing everybody. And that's kind of what it
Hilarious.
is. Well, no, it's I mean, like I said,
Hilarious. Right.
like I said, it's a horror show, but with a lot of comedy undertones in it. And so like there's just like there's a really funny part where this reporter is coming in, and he comes in and he's talking to the mayor, and the mayor is like, he's kind of like Bull, like he's like an airhead kind of, and
Right,
so
right, right.
like there he's like, so what's been going on in this town? And he's like, everything's great, there's so many great things, but they do say something about this part of town that it's a little bit of something happened a few years ago. And he goes, cannibalism. And he goes, no, what would you say that? And he goes, well, there's a giant poster that's saying that 100 years ago there was a cannibal. There was a cannibal that wrecked. And there's this humongous poster that says cannibal kills at the church or whatever. Like,
That's so funny.
so like there's moments where it's very funny. But majority of it, you're just like, what is happening? Like what's going on? Who's killing everybody? Is it a person? Is it a spirit? Like, what is this? So it is very good. The show that I want to win out of these is definitely Hacks. I don't know if you've seen that show, but
So
it's incredible.
this is me gonna be my what's that word,
Hot
man?
take.
No, what's that word when you're like the first one to know about something? Um, anyways, so I
I don't know.
watched the first 2 seasons of Hacks, and I was talking about Hacks like I was talking about it into the void. I would tell everybody, "Have you seen Hacks? Have you heard about Hacks?" And nobody heard about that fucking show.
Right.
The problem was that between seasons 2 and 3, it took 2 fucking years to come out with season 3.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
just stopped watching because it took 2 fucking years. I'm like,
Right.
I don't even. And then 2 years later, I remember I was gonna try to watch season 3, and I was like, I forgot what happened because I
Mhm.
watched this live in the moment 2 fucking years ago. So I was just
Yeah.
like, I don't. And then I'm like, I'll catch up at some other point. So now I know that the series ended. I get that. I love the show, the first 2 seasons of it, because I thought it was amazing, well written, funny and not funny at the same time. It was great. It
Mhm.
was like amazing. For 2 seasons, I was raving about this show when I felt nobody else had even heard of it.
Yeah.
And and but I just haven't gone back to see it. But I'm all for that show winning because it should. I want any show just like Abbott Elementary. I want Abbott Elementary to win for the same reason, so that they can keep making more seasons and more shows
Yes.
like this. Like
Yeah.
I need them to make more shows like this. Yeah.
Yeah. Hard agree. All right. Outstanding lead actress in a drama. We have Carrie Coon in The Gilded Age, Chase Infinity from The Testaments. I feel like they're just nominating her because of one battle after another, because nobody saw The Testaments. Carrie Russell in The Diplomat, which I could see her winning for that.
She won
Um,
last year. She won last year.
okay, then
Last year was she won, not the Emmy. I don't know. Let me rephrase that. I don't know if she won the Emmy, but I do remember her winning the actor, which
okay.
is the SAG award. What used to be called the SAG award.
Oh
She
yeah, the
she
SAG
won she
Awards.
won
Yeah,
that. Yeah, she won the SAG for
I get
a
I get to
diplomat.
vote this year for the SAG Awards, which is really fun.
That's awesome.
So yeah, so I'll vote for Carrie Russell. Let's see. Rhea Seehorn in Pluribus, Zendaya in Euphoria. Um, I haven't seen any of these shows, so other than Pluribus, so I can't really say who I think is going to win.
Sure.
Um, the only reason why I would say that it won't be Carrie Russell is if she won last year, because we know how these awards can go,
Oh yeah,
where
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
if they won last year, we're going to give it to somebody else, and then it's just a game of catch up, and all that
Sure.
kind of stuff. Um, and then we have actor and drama series, which I was already telling you about. Sterling K. Brown for Paradise, Gary Oldman for Slow Horses, Mark Ruffalo in Task, Rufus Sewell in The Diplomat, and Noah Weil for The Pit. I feel like it's going to be either Noah Weil or Gary Oldman. The only reason why I see Gary Oldman is because Slow Horses is ending, and this might be like a legacy, like, hey, you did a
Oh
great
right,
job
right,
for
right.
all 6 seasons of the show. But that's just me being like political about awards.
Sure.
I genuinely, if it were up to me watching any of these series, I wouldn't have an opinion because I haven't seen any of them.
Right.
So Have you seen any of these other than The Diplomat?
The Diplomat I saw. Which one? Oh, this was Paradise. But I didn't see season 2 of Paradise.
Yeah.
So that's not really counting. I don't really want to count that as seeing. But
Yeah,
I've seen the
fair
show.
enough.
Who else? What else? Was there?
And then there was Gary Oldman in Slow Horses, Mark Ruffalo in Task, and Noah Weil in The Pit.
No. You know what
So
I'm watching right now? I'm watching
what?
I'm watching Sugar. I'm watching the Apple show Sugar.
Oh yeah, with the penguin. What's
Farrell.
his face? With Colin
The penguin. Colin. Okay, the penguin. Oh yeah, the penguin. Right.
Yeah. Listen, if you're gonna be ugly and fat in a movie, you're gonna be that forever to me. So let's see.
It's hilarious.
As someone who's been ugly and fat before, that's all you're ever gonna be.
My life is not your cosplay.
Exactly. This is where I think The Pit is gonna sweep because it's gonna start sounding comedic. Outstanding supporting actress, Taylor Durden, The Pit. Fiona Dount, The Pit. Catherine Lucina, The Pit. Sadie Moffati, The Pit. Allison Janney, The Diplomat. Gianna Nicholson, Paradise, and Carolina Wydra, the Pluribus show. Yeah. So I think that The Pit is gonna sweep because
I think The Pit might win that one.
Yeah, dude. Because honestly, they nominated every single actor on The Pit. Because like even supporting actor, there's four nominations for actors in The Pit. There's Patrick Bell. There's Sean Hattasey, Garrett Howell. Wow, this is weird. Billy Crudup in The Morning Show. I didn't know anybody was still watching The Morning Show.
The Morning Show is like on season 6, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. No, but I didn't know that anybody was still talking about it.
Yeah.
And then Tom Pellephrey in Task and Carlos Manuel Vesca in Pluribus. I think it's gonna be The Pit, man.
I'm gonna go with Carlos just because he's Hispanic.
Yeah, I look. I always want the Latinos to win, but I feel like the cards are stacked against us when like they have 3 nominations for The Pit in every category.
I gotta be honest with you, the cards are stacked against us regardless from the jump.
That's true. That is true.
Regardless,
because even in guest, even for outstanding guest, they have 3 people for The Pit. They have Brittany Allen, Tal Anderson, Tina Evlev. Please forgive me if any of these actors are watching the show, and I know that you are. But please just forgive my
they should.
Yeah, pronouncing your name wrong. I do want to respect you and your craft. Merritt Weaver for The Gilded Age. I haven't seen her in this show, but she is an actress that I think. Have you seen Merritt Weaver in stuff? Like, have you seen like Severance? So she's in Severance.
Who she plays Severance?
She plays so I forget the character's name, but Zach Cherry, the bigger guy with the beard. She plays his wife.
Okay, I know who you're
and
talking about.
She's like very soft spoken and like like she's very good at being subtle. She's an absolutely outstanding actress, and I think that she needs to be way more famous than she is. Like, it's like unreal how incredibly good she is.
You're doing that thing. You're doing that thing. That thing that people come up to me like, you should have a Netflix special because you're funny. It's like, oh, you think it's talent.
Yeah, no. I know.
You're doing that thing.
She did.
You just an hour later, you're like, she's so good. She should be in more things.
So good.
Like, she should be more famous than she is. It's like, no, it doesn't work.
She did. I will say she did win an Emmy. She won an Emmy for Nurse Jackie, and she has the best Emmy speech that I've ever seen in my entire life, which was she got up and she said, I don't. Bye. And she just left. She had a panic attack and just said bye and left.
Have you ever seen Joe Pesci's Oscar speech?
No, please tell me about it.
He goes on stage, he goes, thank you. Done.
Yeah. Dude, I love it when like Andre 3000 did that for the winning the Grammy for Outcast Speaker Box Love Below. Like he just literally went up there and went thanks and then just left. It was awesome. So good.
And people were like, "What? That's it? That's it? We're done? Okay, we're done." Yeah.
All right, let's see. And also, other than Merritt Weaver, Shailene Woodley for Paradise. Shailene Woodley is an actress who I've always said this about her, and I respect her. I love her. She's great. But that woman is always crying in everything she's in.
Yeah.
Like, like
There's
if
that
you,
movie she did, Fault of Our Stars.
yeah,
When that movie came out, I was on this podcast and I was with Stephanie Meyer Sr. and Xander, and I said, yeah, like when you watch that movie, Oxygen Tank Cry. That's what I called it. Oxygen Tank Cry. There
yeah,
was no preamble. There was no. I just said Oxygen Tank Cry, and both those people were like, uh huh.
hmm,
They just immediately knew what I was talking about. I was like, yeah,
yeah.
like that's she cries in every fucking movie.
I
Her and
couldn't,
Angela Bassett cry in
yeah.
everything they do.
Dude, I couldn't. I watched The Descendants, the movie about George Clooney
Sure,
getting a
yeah,
divorce, and there's
yeah,
a scene where she's underwater and she's crying.
yeah.
And I was like, "What?" Like, like it's like her. I mean, that's like
She was
her
trying to
thing. It's
audition for Aquaman.
like,
It's like, I could do
yeah,
this shit in the water, bro.
I
Yeah,
can do
yeah.
it in the water. I can act in the water because apparently, to most people, they think acting is crying. I don't know why, but most people think acting is crying. I'm not saying that Shailene Woodley thinks that. I'm saying that audience members
Yeah.
think that.
It
Um,
is hard to do. It is a hard thing to do. People always seem to go for. I've seen a lot of people ask actors like, "Are you able to cry on command?" Like that's a difficult thing to do for most humans, and I say that because most humans are not like the artistic us artistic people are emotional people,
yeah,
right? That's why we're artistic, is because we're able to get in touch with our emotions. And to non-emotional, non-artistic people, the fact that we could get to any one of our emotions and we could get like, that's very surprising to them. Have you ever seen John Krasinski do a radio? He was on a radio show and they asked him to cry while reading the ingredients of some like shampoo bottle
oh
or some
yeah,
shit, and
yeah,
he
of course,
he cried like he was,
yeah,
tears were coming out, and people were like, "Wow!" And I'm like, "Yeah, like that's a thing that we all do. Like that's a thing that we do. Like artistic people are just able to just reach the emotion." I remember talking about, not to make it about me, but I remember giving the example of to another comedian friend of mine how he doesn't like musicals, and I go, "Oh, I love musicals," and he goes, "Really?" He goes, "What's the last musical you've seen?" I go, "Man, my favorite musical used to be West Side Story, but now it's Hamilton." And he goes, "You like Hamilton?" And I like literally talked about how like that one line when he was like, "Immigrants, we get the job done." Like I remember crying when I saw that
yeah,
first time, and I was like, it got me. He goes, "You fucking cried during Hamilton?" I go, "Oh, like a
dude,
fucking
I cried
baby."
multiple times watching
Yeah.
Hamilton. Are you kidding
I
me?
was like a fucking baby. I was just
Yeah,
giving you that
dude.
one time. I'm like,
Death doesn't
and he
discriminate. It just takes and it takes. Oh my
he
god.
he
Like,
he immediately, shout out to Don Gray. He immediately was like, "Man, I love the fact that you're so in touch with your emotions. You're such a emotional person. Like I love that." He goes, "I'm jealous of that," because he does it. He's the kind of comedian that hides that. You
mhm,
know what I mean? Like he just does not want to get in touch with the emotions. And I'm the other way
right.
around, right? Just my entire life,
Yeah, me too.
I was always that sappy fat kid crying because I was like, that hurt my feelings. It's like that hurt my feelings.
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's kind of what it is. I mean, to be fair, I mean, the thing that I always say is like what's her name? Viola Davis, like one of the greatest actresses of our time, you know?
Oof.
The time that she wins the Oscar, it like the clip that they show is her getting a snot bubble out of her nose.
Stop bubble, right? Yeah.
Like it's just like that's how good she is at acting. It's like I'm pretty sure she's been an amazing actress when she's not
She's
crying. Like
that was
she's
if
like
you did you ever watch that
outrageous.
movie? Did you ever
Yeah,
watch that
Fences
movie?
is unreal. Yeah, it's a
So
great
I
movie.
watched that movie 2 years after it won, or
Yeah.
she won, and I remember watching it going like, God, this she's amazing. Like
Yeah,
that
she is
specific
amazing.
scene, she was fucking great in that scene. But yeah, the bubbles. You know what I mean? Did you ever hear Russell Crowe talk about when he was playing Gladiator?
No, please tell
And
me.
so he was playing Gladiator, and he's giving the interview, and he says to Ridley, "Hey, when I see my dead wife, I'm gonna go and cry and hug them." And he's like, "No, you can't." Ridley's like, "You can't." He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "They're just feet. Like, we just have prop feet. We don't have a body. There's nothing for you to hug." And he goes, "Dude, I'm gonna go up there and hug whatever the fuck you got. If you got feet, I'm gonna hug the feet." And he's like, "No, but we don't have that. No, you just gotta be there and like do whatever you're gonna do from your horse or off of your horse." And he goes, "Ridley, I just ran all these miles and blah 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 and all that stuff to see my wife and child. I'm not gonna stop 100 feet away. That's not gonna happen. That wouldn't happen." So he's just like put his fucking, lack of a better phrase, he put his feet down. He's like, "I'm not gonna fucking do that." So he goes, Ridley's like, "All right, man, I guess, whatever, like fucking do whatever you're gonna do." So he goes and he fucking cries with the fucking feet and the snots, the snots coming out, whatever, blah blah. And he's like, "Cry," and blah blah. And all right, cut. And then Ridley comes up to him, and the way Russell Crowe tells it, he really comes up to him and he goes, "Right, I'm gonna need like 20% less snot."
That's
I'm gonna need like
so
20%
funny.
less snot. And then Russell started laughing in the interview. Russell started laughing. He goes, "I can't control it. That was just how the fucking." He's like, "It's not like I have this snot meter where he's just like, it's just
That's
this."
so funny.
But it's so funny.
Just
He's like,
like
that's just the way I cry. And he's like, "I'm gonna need 20% less snot from you."
that's
That's
how
a little bit too
directors
much.
how directors and actors are is so funny, dude. I was telling Mercadal this story, and I don't know if you've heard it, but when Fincher was making Zodiac, there was a scene with Gyllenhaal and Downey Jr. and they're just talking in the scene. They're in an office and they're talking, and David Fincher is like, "All right, go." They do it, and then he's like, "Cut, do it again." They do it like maybe 6 times. And Robert Downey Jr. is like, "Hey, David, we got it. We got it, man. It's just us talking. It's not that serious. It's not a big deal. It is just us talking. This is less than a page of dialogue." And David Fincher goes, "Can you meet me here in the trailer, and just so they could see all the stuff at Video Village?" And he goes, "Sure." So he meets him there, and then he shows him all 6 takes. And then he goes, "Do you think we should move on?" And Robert Downey Jr. goes, "Let's do it again." Which is like literally the only worst thing you could hear is after each take you hear the garbage can noise from from a MacBook. Just do it again. And action. He knew exactly how to get to an actor's ego. "Do you think we should move on?" Just like, okay.
But you know what's so funny? That's only a move. Robert Downey Jr. will only do that because he's Robert Downey Jr., right? He would always
100%. And David Fincher would only do that to Robert Downey Jr.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And Robert Downey Jr. would only do that to
David
somebody
Fincher,
who at that point was not David Fincher yet. At that point was not you know what I mean?
That's so exactly right.
There's no way Robert Downey Jr. is doing that to Christopher Nolan in Oppenheimer. There's no way. There's no way Robert Downey Jr. is talking to Christopher Nolan like, "Hey, bro, we got it. It's only a talking scene. It's not that serious." No fucking way he's saying that to Christopher Nolan. No chance in hell.
Meanwhile, the guy holding the 400-pound IMAX camera is like, "I think we got it."
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna do it again? Good. Let's do it again.
Dude, the shoulders on the grips that hold the IMAX cameras must be. You could film documentaries on their shoulders, dude. It's crazy.
The traps that these guys have, like,
just unreal traps.
Hey, are you a bodybuilder? No, I'm a cameraman for Christopher Nolan.
I shot a 3.5-hour movie on IMAX.
Hey, what's your workout routine like? Yeah, I shot the Odyssey.
I shot the Odyssey and I shot Oppenheimer back to back. Whoa, dude, that's Jesus crazy. Christ. Bodybuilders are just like, "How did you do that?" All right, outstanding lead in a comedy. This is more stuff that I know. Quinta Brunson for Abbott Elementary, Ayo Edenberry for The Bear, Elle Fanning in Margot's Got Money Troubles, Lisa Kudrow for The Comeback, and Jean Smart for Hacks.
Okay.
I don't know where it's going to go. I think it should be Jean Smart. However, I don't know if she's going to win because she's won before. But they might give it to her because this is the last season. So I have no idea. But I also think I think all of them are worthy of it, to be completely honest. I don't know. I don't know what your thoughts are.
It's just a privilege to get nominated, to
Of
be in the same
course.
group, to be in the same
Yeah.
group with these people, with these fine actors. It's just the same. Yeah.
So this next one I think is going to be something that we're going to have to talk about for a little bit. Yahya Abdul Mateen II for Wonder
Sure.
Man.
Not the
Steve
first.
Steve Carell for Rooster. Matthew Riz for Widow's Bay. Jason Segel for Shrinking, and Martin Short for Only Murders in the Building. I don't know where it's going, to be completely honest. I think that Yahya should. I think that he was so good in Wonder Man.
So I love Yahya and Wonder Man. However, I think it should have been I think it should have been a drama. Because he's not funny.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's supposed to be funny. So this is one of those weird categories where the funny element of that show is not Yahya. He's the straight man. And he plays a fucking phenomenal straight man. He plays a really tortured soul of an artist. Like this is a great, by the way, Wonder Man, if you don't know, if you're a listener, it is highly rated by this fucking podcast. Like everybody on this podcast absolutely loved Wonder Man. Mike Mercadal, without exaggeration, and I wish he was here to talk more about this himself, he changed his life after watching Wonder Man. By that I mean he quit his job. He quit his job to fully pursue acting and comedy on a full-time level because he wanted to emulate that. He was like, that's what I want. And so that's a very powerful, goes to speak to multiple things, but one of the things is it's such a powerful medium, right? That you watch that and you go, yeah, that's what I want. I want to do that. And you change your life based upon that. So again, I wish Mercadal was here to talk about that himself, but I watched that show independently of two of you, or both of you. And I remember talking to Mercadal, be like, hey man, I don't know if you've seen Wonder Man. He goes, have I? And then he told me that he quit his job. Because I'm like, holy shit. But that I felt the same way, not in the I'm gonna quit my job thing, but in the man, like I was so good, and maybe because we're in the industry, maybe because we're all in the entertainment industry, and it's very meta. The show itself is very meta, but I felt very. That's not a comedy. The comedic parts of that show were Kinsley, right?
I agree.
So that to me is the only reason. If you're gonna tell me who would you want to win the Emmy, Yahya, I wish was nominated for in the drama category, because everybody else, Martin Short is phenomenal. You know, as Martin Short in
to be completely fair, and so much respect to all of these actors. With respect, I have to say Martin Short is the only comedic performance in these nominees.
So the other ones were
Jason Segel in Shrinking, which he's the straight man of Shrinking. Steve Carell and Rooster.
But also he's also does funny things, right? He does, completely, it's not the same. It's not like there's no comedy in it, but
he did get that meme, that "fuck you Phoebe Bridgers" meme, which is great. I love that meme. Have you seen that scene?
Yeah.
Where it, like, as somebody who loves Phoebe Bridgers, she's my Taylor Swift. I have had many a moment where I'm riding a bike and crying and saying, fuck you, Phoebe Bridgers. Like, that's I've definitely had moments like that. And it was very funny to watch another person do that. Steve Carell and Rooster. I don't think Steve Carell is necessarily funny in Rooster. I also don't think Rooster's very funny. But Matthew Riz, I will say he's the guy that plays the mayor in Widow's Bay. He is the funniest actor in that show. So I will say that's technically a comedic performance, but he is very much playing. he is playing the mayor like Gene Wilder in Blazing Saddles, where like he's playing it as real as humanly possible, and you're just laughing because he's taking it so seriously.
Right.
And that's why it's funny, as opposed to like he says funny things. Like it's like, no, he doesn't say funny things. He just does really stupid stuff because he's stupid. You know, like
Right.
so that's why it's
kind of
funny.
like that. It's kind of like that person in the office or in school that you knew, like, oh man, there's such a trip. It's like, no, he he's just really mean, and you think it's funny, but he's
Yeah.
just a mean person.
He's just a mean guy. Yeah.
Yeah,
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 that's
yeah.
exactly it.
I get that.
So I see where you're coming from. But
But yeah, it's great. I agree with that. Yeah, it's fantastic.
yeah. Supporting actress in a comedy series, Dale Dickey in Widow's Bay, Hannah Eidbinder in Hacks, which I hope that she wins. Janelle James in Abbott Elementary, wouldn't be mad if she won. Kato Flynn, Widow's Bay, Michelle Pfeiffer, Margot's Got Money Troubles, Megan Stotler in Hacks, wouldn't be mad if she won. Jessica Williams in Shrinking. I don't know what your thoughts are on any of these people or categories.
Again, because I was such a fan of the show Hacks, and again, 2 seasons ago, I understand. Because I haven't kept up with the show just because
they're just as good as they were 2 seasons ago. If that makes you feel any better.
So Hacks is like, yeah, I don't think they're gonna get worse. I don't think they'll be like, oh
yeah, they didn't phone it in. So
there was a really funny presentation one time 1,000 years ago when Jerry Seinfeld did not get nominated for an Emmy for best actor in a comedy.
Yeah.
And he went on stage and he said, I got nominated last year on a show, and there was, there's 5 nominees, whatever there were, 5 nominees, and I didn't get nominated this year because there has to be room for a new guy, right? For a new person. This year it's Michael J. Fox in Spin City, and he plays a junior mayor. I don't know. Like he's like doing that joke where he's like, I don't really know what you do, whatever, blah blah.
Yeah.
And so he's like, you did that, whatever. And then he says, he plays like a mayor of some kind or a junior mayor of New York City. And he's like, I did not get nominated because I play myself. And then he said, now I do gotta admit, for the first half of this year, I didn't quite feel like myself. So I understand why I understand why maybe that half, but the second half of the season, I really did feel like myself. Yeah. I really did feel like, and it was a really funny moment where he was just poking fun at the whole nomination thing.
Yeah. So it's also very funny. It's also very funny too, because Michael J. Fox is playing himself in Spin City.
Yeah.
Like he works for the mayor, but he's Michael J. Fox. Like this is what Michael J. Fox would be like if he worked for the mayor.
Right. And so yeah, it's so funny. And so I say all of that to say that the thing with the Hacks is 2 seasons ago I thought the show was great. I'm not gonna all of a sudden be like, these people suck this 3rd and 4th season.
Right.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. They just fell off. So yeah, I'll give it to Hacks just because it's a thing. But Abbott Elementary, man, I love her, man, and she could do no wrong.
Janelle James, she's so good. Oh my god, so funny. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if she won or if Hannah Eidbinder won. She did win last year, and had a great speech where she said "fuck ICE" and they cut the mic on her. It was awesome. I don't know if you saw that, but
who was that?
Hannah Eidbinder from Hacks.
Oh, okay, right on. Yeah.
So Lorraine Newman's daughter. But yeah, she's great. I love her, and Janelle James as well. And Megan Statler. All right. Outstanding supporting actor in a comedy series. Coleman Domingo. He's nominated for 2 things this year. He's nominated for Euphoria and for the 4 seasons.
The fact that he's not nominated for that special he did on the Oscars, where he was like, World War II, that's the one with the Nazis, right?
Yeah. Paul W. Downs in Hacks, that's who I think should win for sure. Nick Offerman, Margot's Got Money Troubles. Stephen Root, Widow's Bay. He's another guy that I think should win. Stephen Root's probably one of my favorite parts of Widow's Bay. Michael Urie in Shrinking, and Tyler James Williams in Abbott Elementary. He's another guy that I think should win as well. Paul W. Downs from Hacks, he plays the agent.
Yeah,
I
yeah, he's
think
great.
that he's gonna be fine if he loses because he also wrote, directed, and created the show. So if Hax wins anything, he's gonna get an Emmy.
Yeah,
so he's gonna be fine if he loses
he's really
this.
good. I did not know he wrote and directed and created the show. I did not know that,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he's really
yeah.
good.
Him and his partner, I don't know if they're married, but it's him and his girlfriend or wife and another woman created and direct the show. And each
That's
episode is a different one of them.
that's actually something very shocking to hear. That's actually very
That you can create a show with your wife and it works.
no, that he's married to a woman. I was like, what the
Oh
fuck?
yeah,
This guy? I like that guy.
yeah.
Okay.
He's
I
a
was
Mike
totally
Valdez
prepared
straight.
for
That's what
yeah.
he's a Mike Valdez straight. That's what I call them. Where it's like
Oh.
seem gay, but not.
And again, totally judgment free, but I was like,
Oh,
when
I
you said
know.
partner, when you said partner, I was like, okay, here it comes. Like I was like, oh, all right, right. I was about to make the satire gay joke, like he's gay, and then when you said he's married to a woman, I go, wait, what? That was it. Wait, what?
Yeah, I mean, it is. I will say this. It is kind of shocking when you first find out. You know, like you're like, okay, really?
You're watching
All
it
right.
live. You're watching it live.
Yeah.
It just happened right now.
Yeah.
I just found out. Like, wait, what? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. It is. I feel like everybody has like yeah, like it has to be something that you get shocked, like a little bit shocked when you hear of it.
Right.
So let's see. Guest actress in a comedy series, Jamie Lee Curtis in The Bear, Leslie Bibb in Hacks, Betty Gilpin in Widow's Bay, Sherry Jones in Hacks, Laurie Metcalf in Hacks, Caitlin Olsen in Hacks, Lauren Weedman in Hacks. I'm pretty sure Hacks is going to win something. Now, I think that the person that should win is Laurie Metcalf because I think that is the funniest character in Hacks. Do you know who Laurie
She's so
Metcalf's
good.
character is?
Yeah, she's the owner of the agent's daughter, right?
No, that's Caitlin Olsen.
Oh, she's fantastic.
Laurie, she is fantastic, but Laurie Metcalf plays the tour bus driver for Gene Smart's tour, and her character's name is Weed. And dude, she is so freaking funny. Like
So I haven't
everything
got to that part
out
yet. I haven't got to her yet.
everything that
because
comes out of the woman's mouth is like the funniest thing. Like it's a bus driver named Weed. That's all you need to know. Like
enough
like
said.
like you like every time she's on screen, she's the funniest part of the scene. So that's who I think should win. But if it's any of the other 5 nominated Hacks performances, I'm sure it'll be fine. Outstanding guest actor in a comedy series, Michael J. Fox in Shrinking, Brett Goldstein in Shrinking, Hamish Linklater in Widow's Bay, Christopher McDonald in Hacks, Rob Reiner, The Bear, and Connor Slory in Saturday Night Live. Now, I think that all of these nominees are great. It would be absolutely crazy if someone besides Rob Reiner won, because they would just they would give him even if the performance wasn't that great, it has to be like a legacy award to give to the man who's dead. So
who did so much for the art
for
form.
TV and film. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so
100%. Yeah, so I think that it's definitely going to go to Rob Reiner. So let's see. I don't know if you saw any of these. Outstanding limited anthology series. All Her Fault, The Beast in Me, Beef, DTF, St. Louis, Love Story, The John F. Kennedy, and Carolyn Bassett Story. Did you see any of these?
No, none of those. The Carolyn Bassett,
so
the tiger lady?
No, the John F, the girl that John F. Kennedy was in love with, I guess. It's a Ryan Murphy show.
You might be talking about the same person.
Might be, yeah. DTF St. Louis is that show with Jason Bateman and the guy from Stranger Things. And yeah, it's one of those shows that like I don't know.
Jason Bateman's in it, so it's very light and fluffy.
Exactly. Yeah. And then Beef. This is the second season of Beef. I loved the first season with Ali Wong and
I
I
remember seeing
forget.
that. Yeah.
Oh, it's
I
a
remember
great
seeing that.
show. Season 2 I haven't seen because it is an anthology. Each season is a different story,
Yeah.
but the first season is incredible. But yeah, I haven't seen any of these seasons whatsoever. So yeah, who's gonna win in any of these? I have no idea. But we have
What do we
great
got for
actors
podcasts? What do we got for
for
podcasts?
podcasts.
Yeah,
Let's go down. Let's
I'm
go
trying to
down
figure this out.
to podcasting. Let's see. Reality competition. I'm not seeing it. Scripted variety series. Oh, here we go. Scripted variety series. Last week tonight, Saturday Night Live, The Daily Show, Late Night with Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel Live, and the What's Up Bro podcast. Wow.
That's
Yeah.
how they got. They didn't do an Emmy for. They did, right? This was the first year where they have Emmys for podcasts. I'm not crazy.
No, this isn't the I you know what? You're absolutely right. I think this isn't the full list because
Okay,
let's see. Let me see because there
yeah, because
are
I'm pretty sure I heard that Good Hang was nominated, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. Like I think that was a thing.
yeah. Let's see. Limited reality short form short form
Just Google Emmy
variety.
podcasts.
No,
Podcast
I
Emmys.
did. I did. All other award categories. Performers.
What am I thinking about? If it's not Emmy, what am I thinking about?
No, it would be
Maybe
Emmy.
would it be Emmy or would it be
Grammy.
Grammy? Maybe it'll be
Maybe,
Grammy.
I don't see anything for
So
podcast. There's
maybe
stuff
yeah,
for
maybe I'm
there's
wrong in
stuff
that.
for
Maybe it was the
music, there's
Grammy.
stuff for commercials. Maybe I'll be
Yeah,
nominated for it. I
right
won't be,
on, man.
but I won't be.
That'd be
But
great.
short form, reality, limited. No, I'm not seeing anything. I will say cuz usually they have specials as part of short
The
form.
Emmys. Yeah.
Yeah, for the Emmys, I'm trying to see who would get that. I'm looking here. Variety special pre-recorded. So it's going to be Dave Chappelle, Unstoppable, The Muppet Show, Nikki Glazer, Good Girl, Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour, and Wicked. There is not a
That's such
comedian. There's not a comedian on earth that's going to beat Taylor Swift.
that's there's I don't think there's a Muppet on Earth either. Gotta be honest with you. Who the fuck? Who put this category together? It's like, oh
I
yeah,
have no clue.
they might as well have called this the leftover category. The leftovers.
Yeah, dude.
Let's see what else. Who else did it get nominated that we could nominate? Fucking
Dude,
Dave
that's
Chappelle, Taylor Swift, and the Muppets are in the same category. It's just fucking wild to me. It's like,
yeah.
what? Okay.
I will say this: if I'm Nikki Glazer,
What? Oh, he left. What happened? That's hilarious. FYI, that was not me. I was not touching anything. I think he mistakenly closed out of the window. Is what I think happened. That's gonna be my guess. Let's find out. He's back. He's out. He's back here now.
whoops! I hit the backspace.
I can't hear you. There's no sound.
Is there no sound?
Hilarious. See, we did well for about an hour and 30 minutes.
Can you hear me?
And then there's no sound. I can't hear you, bud.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I'll be back.
So he's gonna try to close out and then come back in, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. He was closing out the windows of the Emmy nominations, and I'm pretty sure that's what happened. But that's a pretty wild situation. That category is incredibly they put the variety on that one. Add to stage. Let's go.
Check. Can you hear me?
Nope.
Nothing.
Can't hear you.
No.
Son of a bitch. Can you hear me though?
Yes.
Yeah, you can hear me, but I can't hear you. Yeah, this is the thing that was happening, bro. So I don't know what happened, but anyways, don't worry about it. I'm gonna wrap it up because you're having mic issues and I can't hear. We can't hear anyone.
Hear me now?
But I was gonna wrap up. The funny thing is, I was gonna end it with a question, and the question was gonna be to Mike. I heard one of these hypothetical questions. I thought that's really interesting. Which would you rather, right? Have the ability to speak and understand every language on Earth, or talk to animals? Like, so I can't hear your response, but that was gonna be my question. Oh, the first one. So you'd rather know every language? You'd rather be able to speak in every language? Yeah, that's what Mike is saying. For those audio listeners, if you're listening to us, if you're not watching us on YouTube live, you should, because you should watch this technical difficulty in video form, not just hear it. But Mike said that he would rather learn speak every language fluently, which I got to be honest with you, I don't think there's a bad response. I would love to be able to talk to dogs or animals, but also it'd be really fucking annoying if I just could just hear everything that they said. It'd be like, shut the fuck up. Like, it's a plastic bag. Shut the fuck up. Like, I just can't. There's a show called, there's a British superhero show. It's a comedy. It's on Hulu. There was 2 seasons of it. I don't know if you ever saw it, Mike. And again, I'm talking to the ether here because I can see him, but I can't hear him. But there's a show about what everybody on their 18th birthday or by their 18th birthday, they get a superpower. And then the show revolves around one girl who has not gotten her superpower yet. And all the superpowers are vastly different. So there's not all the same thing. It's a comedy, and it's on Hulu, and it's a British comedy. And I think it's called, I forget what it's called, but you could just Google British superhero show on Hulu, and I think it's like the Unsuperables or I don't know what it's called, but it's really, really good. It's really funny, and I like the creativity that they have, that the creators had, the writers had for the powers, because some people are like, oh, I could rewind, but only for like 15 seconds. I could rewind like my timeline, but for 15 seconds. And then somebody else's power is that they could conjure up the dead. But all they're being used for in day-to-day life is they work for a lawyer firm, and the law firm is asking them to conjure up spirits to see who they want to leave their shit to. Like, oh, you didn't write a will, so I need you to, like, it was just like this very comedic way of doing it. It's a very creative way of doing it. But I forgot the name of it, and I wish I could tell you the name of it. But anyways, that's it. I'm gonna leave it there because Mike is still having mic issues, and I'm not gonna I know what it's like, the frustration of what it's like to have technical issues. But thank you guys for checking us out. Make sure you check out at Mike Valdez. Google Mike Valdez, Google the Walmart ads, because it's fucking good. It's very good. I'm not saying that because he's my friend. I'm not saying that because he's on the podcast. They're very good. It's like a campaign, so it's like episodic. Like on episode 1, we saw him sign the contract. On episode 2, so it was really good. So make sure Mike plays an agent, which is so funny. It's he's Mike, man. If you know Mike, you see him in the commercials. You're like, that's just the way he is. Anyways, make sure you guys check us out. Mike Mercadal is also on all social medias. He's at Mike Mercadal or Mercadal, whichever one you want to pronounce, or whichever way helps you spell it best, I guess. And I am at Nary Saenz. Everything is at whatwashisname.com. And Mike Valdez is that kid from up.com. So make sure you guys check us out. And we appreciate you. And that's how winning is done.